In this video, we're going to consider describing transformations. We're asked, what do you think when you hear the word transformation? A transformation, trans means change, so it's change of form. We're asked to look at the four shapes drawn on the grid. How are the shapes different and how are they the same? So I'm going to start with the orange shape. I have drawn a black line around that orange shape. If I took that shape and I turned it around, I would get a shape like this, which is the shape up in the top corner. If I got the shape in the top corner and I turned it upside down, I would get the blue shape. But that is the same as if I took the orange shape and moved it down, then moved it across. So what have I done there? To move from the orange shape to the red shape, I turned it around. I rotated it. With my red one, how did I get to the blue one? I turned it upside down. I reflected it. Or how else could I have got to the blue? I took my orange one, I moved the shape down, then I moved the shape across. I translated it. This takes me to my green shape. I could take the blue shape and turn it around. I rotate it. Or I could take my orange shape, rotate it, and move it down. So there are lots of ways in which I can get from one shape to the other. By turning it, that is rotating it, by reflecting it, like it is in a mirror, or translating it, moving it up or down, left or right. Moving left or right is called a translation. If we're carrying out a transformation and the shape doesn't change its size, then it is called an isometric transformation. In the diagram, you're shown translations. Firstly, the blue rectangle is moved down, then it is moved to the right. So there have been two translations. In the second diagram, we're shown a rotation. The blue rectangle is turned around, it is rotated. And in the last illustration, there is a reflection, like in a mirror, through the dotted line. The transformed shape or object is called the image. So the blue shape was the original. The red one in the diagram was the image. Usually by adding a dash to the original name. So if the first shape was shape A, the translated shape would have been A dash. If the rotated shape, the original was B, the rotated shape was B dash. With the third one, if we call the original shape C, the reflection was C dash. In this example, it says to us, identify the transformation shown as a translation, rotation, or reflection. If we were going to consider a translation, then the triangle has to be in the same orientation. If we look at A dash, it most definitely is not. So it cannot be a translation. If we were going to consider a rotation, at the moment, imagine there is my A. If I rotated it, turned it this way, I get that shape. If I rotated it again, I would get that shape. If I rotated it again, I would get that shape. And rotated it again, I'd be back to where I started. So I can see I don't have a rotation. I was rotating each time by 90 degrees. So it's not a rotation. That leaves me with a reflection. If I drew a dotted line diagonally between them, I can now see that it is a reflection through that line. In this example, we're asked to describe the transformation of the shape shown from A to A dash. So I've taken the shape and I've rotated it around. I've moved 90 degrees around, so I have rotated 90 degrees. Now I could go clockwise or anti-clockwise, but if I'm talking about rotating 90 degrees, I've gone clockwise, the direction that the hands in a clock moves. If I was talking about anti-clockwise, then I'd have gone around 270 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction.